And they say we live, y'all. Oh, snap. I really don't do this, man. You know what I mean? I ain't never been live on YouTube. But, I had a little something on my mind. I got it off earlier, once before already, so we're going to give it one more shot, right? Um, what I have on my mind is I want to talk about the correlation between the tiny, the humongous, the small, the big, the micro, the macro. I want to, I'm not going to dive deep into it. I have a bit of knowledge. More of my knowledge is basically the understanding of what's going on, the information we're missing, the information that I feel we're missing, which simply would be we as a body, right? With that consciousness, we're the macro, and everything within us, every neuron, every cell, every atom, everything within us is the micro. And I want to explain the correlation between the two, meaning how does the micro affect the macro? And how does vice versa, macro affect the micro? My point is this: every time we forget that we have these cells living within us, every time we fail to take care of ourselves properly, us as the macro are failing to do what we need to do to make sure everything is good. Because the micro is what makes us sick, right? When you get cancer, it's your cells that become cancerous. It's your cells that are attacking the other cells in the body. It's the radiation that we use to attack those cancerous cells. Now, I want to say that if we learn how to affect those cells for the good, we one can prevent them from even becoming cancerous in the first place. If we understand what we need to feed those cells, if we could understand how to communicate with these cells, what type of frequencies do they need around them? Understand when we talk about frequency and that energy, it's not for you, it's for that universe inside you. It's for the fact that you have a whole universe inside you. There are millions and millions of cells and bacterias and a whole bunch of different components and atoms and everything that make up you. And until you understand this fully and understand how to assist those components in helping you get better, how do we cure ourselves? Again, if we don't understand how to heal the micro, how do we heal ourselves? And I believe this to be a huge fault with society these days. A lot of us do not show any respect to the smallest and smallest of things. Shoot, even in the ecosystem, an ant is one of the smallest of things in that ecosystem, aside from, when you go into the soil and we talk about the microbes in the soil. But I digress. Back to the ant. The ant being one of the smallest of things in that ecosystem is going to affect the ecosystem in an extremely negative way if it was to be if it was just taken out, eradicated. Think about that. If we didn't have ants, how would that affect the ecosystem? If we didn't have bees, we know how extremely important bees are. You got to know, because bees are part of our pollination crew. So, in comparison to a human, a bee is what? quite tiny. However, they have a profound effect on the ecosystems in this world. And a lot of us don't show enough respect to these insects and these organisms living in our soil that help our plants grow. We don't even care to understand how what they need, how to heal them, how to help them survive. Most of us, most people who farm, industrial farming, industrial farming has nothing to do with expanding the fertility of the earth. It's actually doing quite the opposite by ripping the earth open, over tilling, by over fertilizing with these chemical fertilizers, by over what's the other one? The insecticides and those chemicals. By using so many of these chemicals to try to get something to grow in barren soil, they've already killed off all the microbes. The soil is trashed on most of these industrial farms. It looks like dirt. And only reason anything is growing is because they killing them with nitrogen chemicals. So much so that it's running off into other parts of the ecosystem. My point is this: they are not paying no respects to the fact that before they ripped that earth open, there were microbes living down in that dirt. There were tiny insects and earthworms and all kind of things living down in that dirt that made sure those plants flourished. Made sure they reached for the sky. But now they're struggling to grow anything. Why? Because they didn't split it open. The sun has assisted in cooking it all up. All your microbes is dying up. All your soil and dried up. That is micro. Everything in that soil to us is micro. We have to have the knowledge and the respect to make sure that we take care of it properly. And I really don't rock with this camera joint, man. I gotta find me a better vision, a better way to do this, y'all. Mm-hmm. I want to show off some of that. I want to show off some of that while I'm talking about them, right? Talking about these plants, I want to show them off too. I digress once again. Back to what I was saying. We show no respects to the smallest of things. And I when I say we, do not take any offense. It is not you. I don't mean to overgeneralize. I just say we because I'm not gonna say them. You know what I mean? At one point, everybody in this had to learn how to do better, and the only difference is some were taught earlier than others. So that's another thing too, man. We can't give each other slack because of what we don't know. So I ain't here to give you no sweat about what you don't know. I'm trying to assist you in understanding that it's something that you maybe never thought to look into. And maybe you should think about looking into it. Ooh, y'all know this gotta be my first time, right? But again, man, I believe I've made my point as best I can make it. Uh, I will definitely be back here to attempt to make another point, to attempt to expand on that idea that we must be able to affect the micro and do a little more teaching. Right now, I'm just bringing the realization. I just want you to think about it. Really think about it. How the cells in your body, that's like your own little universe that you're in control of because it's up to you to feed either your mind because it tastes good and you want it, or to feed your cells because you understand that you can heal them if you feed them properly. So yeah, much love though, especially for my one thumbs up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But nah, seriously, moving forward, I hope that y'all start to gravitate toward these type of videos, in the sense that I just want to bring us to realizing sometimes we don't even know what we need to look for. We don't even know what we need to know sometimes. So I want to try to be that individual to assist and making sure somebody knows at least what to look for. You know what I mean? Because this, you could always go out here and Google all these things. Anything I'm gonna bring to you, you can go out there and Google it. You can go out there and find the books for it. The information is out there. I'm keenly aware. It's definitely out there. So again, think about the correlation between the micro and the macro, and the fact that the macro can always assist in making the micro better. Now there are other situations, you know what I mean, like the solar system, but we're not gonna go all the way into that just yet. I'm speaking about us as the macro, and being the macro in correlation to our cells within us, the cells within plants, animals, the cells within the soil, the microbes, these bacteria. This is what I'm referring to when I'm speaking about the macro at this moment. Us. We're the macro. All right. We are the ones who are able to affect the micro. And that goes for across the board. If we can affect the smallest of smallest, then hey, we can make the bigger things better as well. And we must be keenly aware of that. Again, for the other like, thank you so much. I'm on my way out actually, but please, you know what I mean, go back, check out the whole thing, and hey, much love, and we gonna do this again real soon, family. Deuces.